Hey, good morning. We're going to add a couple problems to our guided notes from yesterday because as I did the homework, I saw there were some problems that were not in our notes. So we're just going to do a real quick one here today. And so start with this warm up right here from previous years. Pause your video, and I got the answer on the next page. All right, hopefully you remember from previous years that when it's not a nice easy one to go from down from 10 to 6, it's not really easy to be divisible by a number like 2 or 3. You can't get 6. And so what you learned in previous years is you can do this thing called cross multiplying. I heard somebody the other day call it butterfly, the butterfly method, which I can kind of see. It kind of looks like a butterfly there. Anyhow, 6 times x is 6x, and 10 times 9 is 90. It doesn't matter which side you put these guys on. You could have done 10 times 9 for 91st. It doesn't matter because we're just going to divide both sides by 6, and we got 15. So that's going to kind of help us today when we have these crazy ones like this. Now, you could do some reducing here, like 6 divided by 3 is 2. That's one way to do this, and that would make this be the denominator go away. But it's a little bit harder over here to say, 2 goes into both of these, and that'd be 1/2. So we still got a denominator here. So another way to do this is to do it like this. Take 6 times x, and to get rid of your distributive property on the top. And then we're going to keep that 4 underneath, and we're going to keep this 3 underneath. And now, because we got rid of the parentheses up there, what we're going to do is we're going to cross multiply here as well. And let me get this to work here. My computer's a little slow today, which is kind of strange. I'm going to take 3 times that whole thing there. So you have to put it into parentheses because it's 3 times everything in that numerator there. And then I'm going to take 4 times everything over there. And set them equal to each other just like we did on that previous problem. We just got a little bit more involved problem here. We're older, you can handle it. And from there we just get the x's by itself. And we get 3. X is 3. All right, so a lot of math here. Distributive property, isolating the variable. We've been working that for weeks now. So we should be getting pretty efficient at it and kind of a normal flow here of things happening. All right, try this guy here and we'll see how you do. Pause your video and then come on back. All right, let's go see how you did. I did all that math. Whoops, sorry. And there's all my work. I got x equals 2. Hopefully you did 2. Now I noticed on some of the homework you had this thing called an isosceles triangle. So as kids were coming into class today, I said, the different kinds of triangles. There's isosceles triangles, equilateral triangles, and scalene triangles. And that's when we're classifying them by their sides. And isosceles means there's 2 sides that are equal to each other. They're the same length. And so we need to find the length of each side, and then we need to go and find the perimeter. So this is getting you ready for geometry next year. We got to be able to do the algebra stuff here. These 2 sides are equal to each other, and they really sometimes in geometry should have little tick marks like this. It says, hey, you know what, this length is the same as the one with the tick mark over here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, if we know they're equal to each other or the same size, then we can write an equation over here with them equal to each other. And now we can go and solve for the a. once we get that A, 3 comes up an awful lot today. So it's a 3. Now, we solved for the A, but we have to go find the length of each of these sides. So I'm going to do 6, put a 3 wherever the A is, and get that length. And so this guy is 10 units long. I'm just going to do it over here just because it's nice and easy. Whoops, that's a 3. Minus 2. 12 minus 2 is 10. If I didn't get the same answer here, then I messed up over here somewhere, okay? Because the whole point is that they're the same size. So now I know this is 10, this is 10, and they want the perimeter, so I need this guy. Well, we solved it right there. So this guy is a 3. So I got 10 plus 10 plus 3. So the perimeter is 23 units. Not units squared, not units cubed. They didn't tell us what they're measuring. It's a length. So there's no exponent up there on my units. Alright, give this guy a try. Sometimes they tip them over or something like that, but I do know this one and this one's equal because I see this angle and this angle are the same. So in order for that to happen, these two guys have to be the same. Okay? So pause your video and try that guy real quick. Alright, let's see how you did on that one. I got down here that x is 20. So when I plugged on all those guys, I got 50 down here, 50 up there. That's always a good sign. That's a 20, so that means the x is 20. Add them all up. 50, 50, and 20. 120 units. Alright, that's about it. I do know that a lot of kids struggled with this one, so this might be one of your first problems on this today. And they're telling you over here, it says, describe and correct any errors the students made when solving this equation. So this is not the answer. So somewhere they messed up over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in, or we're going to copy that problem up there as exact as it is written up there. It's very important because we got a whole lot of decimals up there. And we're going to see if we can figure out where this kid made a mistake. Now you could go through that math over there and then just kind of do it, but since he made a mistake somewhere along here, everything below it's going to be wrong. So we may as well, because the next question is going to say, well, what should the answer be? Alright, let's start solving this guy. Let's get rid of parentheses over here. Very careful with the decimals because I got 0.15 times 0.2. I'm getting a negative 0.03 right there. 2 comes down. I need to take this times everything inside the parenthesis there. And then a minus. Nope, that's going to be a plus. 0.5 y's. Now I want to look at their second step there. The same. Look, here's where they made a problem. Boo-boo. It's a 0.03 over here, and they have a 0.3. So on your homework, or on the computer, you're going to have all of these lines to select from, I think, because they said, which line did he make a mistake on? Well, he made a mistake on this guy. So be real careful that you pick the right one, because it's a whole lot of terms in there. Then the next step is going to say, okay, which side did he make the mistake on the equal sign? Well, he made the mistake on the left side. Then the next drop down you menu is going to say, well, what should it be? They're asking what should the whole left side be. So you have to put this whole thing in, but not that side. Okay? Then over here, just continue on your work all the way down and get the final answer and put that in the third box. They'll say, what should it be? Okay? So I just wanted to hit base on those before you went and started on your homework today. So you have the rest of the period today to get those problems done. So everybody should be able to get them done and get them turned in. All right. Hope to see you tomorrow.